Hello and welcome to PlayStation Best Friends, episode 85 for the week of January 4th, 2019. That's right, this is the first episode of the year of PlayStation Best Friends. We drop every Friday to give you the rundown on all the latest PlayStation and gaming news you could possibly need. But this week, this is the Game of the Year discussion episode. So no news this week. Not really going to talk about anything we're playing. We'll save it for next week because we just kind of want to jump into it. We got a nice packed episode for you. We got some questions from the community as well, or not questions. We got lists from the community. And I am your host, Anthony Palm, and I couldn't do this episode without the monster of the Midway, Miguel Alvarez.
Bears down, baby, Bears down.
I'm just going to call you that until the Bears get eliminated or win the Super Bowl. If you win the Super Bowl, it stays. If you lose, then you go back to Chicago's prodigal son. And the Brooklyn bad boy, Jeffrey Mizrahi.
What up, what up, what up?
Who once again was not around for the weekend to play on the double XP stuff.
I was in Boston this weekend, yes, but I was in New York during New Year's, and I read an article online that, all those revelers, the people who watch the ball drop and all that, not only do they wait in line, not wait in line, just wait out there for like 10 hours, go through all this fucking rain and terrible weather conditions. There are reports of people wearing adult diapers because they're waiting out there for so long. And I'm like, that's fucked
like
up,
just
man.
Regardless of the rain, they were just wearing because they didn't.
They can't leave. There's no restrooms or anything. There's no bodies.
That's wild.
That's some fucked up shit. But yeah, happy New Year, everyone. 2019. I'm really waiting for 2020. I feel like that's gonna be.
I mean, Nirvana is coming in 2020 by the makers of Valhalla, so I'm ready for 2020.
PS5 2020, man. That's the year.
That's what we're thinking. We'll see.
100%.
We'll see. Maybe we'll do a predictions episode soon. But that is not this episode. This episode is Game of the Year discussion. So let's get into it. So all three of us made a list of 10 games, platform agnostic. So there's going to be PS4 games as well as other platforms. But real quick for the audio files out there.
Switch games as well as, of course, PS4 games are going to be there.
Yeah, of course. So real quick for all the audiophiles and music lovers, I made just a top 5 list of my top 5 favorite music tracks from video games in 2018. So if you want to go listen to them, I believe they're all on Spotify. Should be on Apple Music. So if you want to go check any of these out, go check them out. I highly recommend them. In no order, just my top 5 favorite tracks from 2018's games. First one is Primrose the Dancer by Octopath Traveler. Interestingly enough, this is the only mention of Octopath Traveler I had on this list, which is a little bit of a bummer, but we'll get to that later. Civilization in the Sky from the Messenger soundtrack by Rainbow Dragon Eyes, which is my top track of the year, by the way. Legend of the Eagle Bear on the Assassin's Creed Odyssey soundtrack. God of War on the God of War soundtrack. Also the track that the live orchestra did at E3 2 years ago. And it was fucking dope. So go check that out if you somehow haven't heard that yet. And City of Hope from Spider-Man, which is that really swelling song when you're kind of flying through New York. So go check those out. Highly recommend them all. And send me any tracks that you really dug from this year, because there's a lot of stuff I missed, a lot of JRPG stuff I missed. And I know they always have great music tracks.
Nothing from Red Dead?
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, Red Dead has...
Red Dead, it's not that I didn't want to put Red Dead on, it's that it's hard to find any of the Red Dead music from Red Dead 2.
I see.
I actually was looking for a couple tracks. I wanted to know, there's a track...
Hard because you can't find them like in...
Right, not that I didn't think they deserved to be on the list, but there's like Jeff, the one right before the last mission, that the last
it's
proper.
sad because I think in the deluxe edition or maybe the PS4 edition or some edition of Red Dead 1, you got the soundtrack digital. And I rock that like since day one.
Well, you can find Red Dead 1's soundtrack easily, but Red Dead 2.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's
hopefully they release it soon. I would even buy it, like not just like listen on Spotify. Like I would actually buy it. So yeah, no, hopefully they add that soon.
Some amazing tracks, but also while we're talking music, I'm going to give a shout out to Elena Sigmund and Kevin Sherwood putting out bangers once again as Easter egg songs in the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Zombies.
Send me those after we get off. I didn't know they had more songs.
Oh yeah, no, I
thought it was all Avenged Sevenfold.
No, Avenged Sevenfold has the one song, which is pretty tight, but no, the standout's definitely the Sigmund, Shockwave, Mystery, and what's the other one?
Yeah, I didn't know Elena and Kevin came back with more stuff. So
so good.
After the pod, show me that. And Miguel, you got any shout outs or are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna do our honorable mentions first. just to get them out of the way. My list is pretty long. I'm not going to really dwell on anything. We're just going to kind of list them off and then move on. So my honorable mentions: Beat Saber for PSVR. I talked about it last week. It's awesome. If it's lightsabers in a video game, go play it. Black Ops 4. You guys will talk more about that. Dead Cells. Jeff, you'll talk more about that. Monster Hunter World. I really enjoyed what I played of it for about a week and a half until Kovu broke one of my monitors. Kovu is my cat.
That's your cat. Yeah.
And
Kovu is this man that lives in your house. And
it's just a guy that sits in the corner and likes to break all my monitors. Florence, the iOS game. I actually just played this morning, just so I can talk about it on the show. And it's a really, really great little. It's one of those like games that doesn't have a lot of gameplay. You know, it's a story game, but it's very interesting. It's very it's a very personal story, and it's very well done. Go check it out. The music's very good in it.
Yeah, it does some things that like really could only be done, and it like uses the iOS and like messaging type interface, but like could only be done on a touchscreen. And it's
yeah, and it's a portrait.
Yeah, it's a portrait game.
So it'd be weird to do that.
Don't expect it to come to your consoles or anything like that.
Yeah. Maybe Switch, because you can do like the lost phone games where you can just turn sideways. True. Maybe. But otherwise, don't expect it to go anywhere else. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Picked this up last week. Again, I'll probably talk about it next week. But it looks amazing. I can't believe how good it looks. And it plays. I can't believe
how much is it on the store right now?
I picked it up for 30. I don't know if it's still on sale. But it's worth $30, $10 per game. Looks amazing. Plays well. I can't believe they hold up. Starlink Battle for Atlas. Miguel, you're going to mention that as well. I think I've talked about it on the show before, but the game itself is actually what I really like the most, which is crazy because I bought it for my little Fox McCloud and my R-Wing. So check that game out. If No Man's Sky was too much for you, try Starlink. Donut County. This was actually on my list until right before we started recording. Miguel brought up another game that I had to swap in, but Donut County is a fantastic game. I want to just like, I get the urge to replay it every once in a while just because it's just like charming and fun and you can do it kind of quick. But yeah, check out Donut County.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go back to that just to platinum it. I said I would right after I beat it, but I'm like,
go do it tonight.
Just go do it, dude.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, you'll be done in 10 minutes.
It's so good, and the dialogue is so good, and it's so funny and charming.
Yeah, I love that game.
And then my last one is Hearthstone. Just a generally solid year in Hearthstone, but specifically the Witchwood expansion because I had a lot of fun with Baku. And adding odd and even decks was a huge meta changing kind of thing for the year. So I just want to give that a mention. And those are my honorable mentions. I'll throw Octopath Traveler in there because I didn't mention it, but it just didn't like I did all the characters' first chapters and I was like, all right, and then I moved on.
They didn't grab you.
The music is amazing. Music in Octopath Traveler is the best part of
it. Yeah, continuing that JRPG honorable mention. I'm gonna start mine off with Pokemon Let's Go. I wanted to like this game a lot, but I don't know. I
knew you would say it. That's why I didn't put it in mine.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was thinking about putting it in the top 10, but it's just like because it does a lot of things right. And Timmy Wooten, PS Best Friend listener, made a comment about it in the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/PSBestFriends, where it made some good points. Game Freak is really making it the best it could be. And it is great, but it just didn't hook me. Maybe it's because it's a remake. Maybe, but I don't know.
I think it's that we've been there before, but it's a fantastic version of the game, and it did the job of. I told you guys the anecdote of Christmas last week where my little cousin Nathan is I think like 6 or 7, and he's like he's totally into it the way I was when I was his age, and it freaked me out for a second because I was like, this is so weird that he had like a real life belt with like plastic Pokeballs on it,
awesome,
and like he had a bunch of he was collecting the cards and everything, and so. I think that was the job of Let's Go, and I think it worked. And it's a great game. I just think for us, we're kind of like we're ready for the next real entry.
100%. Next up, I got Celeste. Celeste has been, on a lot of people's like top 5 or like even higher list. I really enjoyed it when I played it. I don't know what it was because the subject matter is something I feel like I could and would connect to, but maybe just the way it was told, like through I don't know. It just wasn't. I didn't relate to the story as much as I didn't like. What's the word? The story didn't do it for me. Really, is
do you think that if the hotel chapter was half the length, you would have liked it more? I feel like the hotel just wouldn't end.
Maybe, but honestly, I think it really had to do with presentation because I'm trying to like separate. The content was great for the story I'm talking about right now. But I don't know, somewhere in the presentation, I guess something got lost and didn't
You need
hit
to
me.
play the messenger because I think the messenger is the
I
thing
know, I
you
know.
wanted when you were playing Celeste.
That's gonna be that 2019. But gameplay wise, Celeste is amazing. Loved it. The challenges were great. The level design's amazing. Love all the air jump system, the grabbing on wall system, all really good stuff. Also a great platformer, Dead Cells. Love how that game controlled as well. I think a little more than Celeste actually. It
I thought
kind
Dead Cells would make your top 10, honestly.
I didn't play it enough. I really I'm getting so pissed off at these live services because
To be
they
fair,
broke
though,
me.
once you get to like the third world, it's like you're gonna just get to the third world 300 times and then die every time.
Yeah,
Like,
until
you really
there's
played it
sometimes
enough to judge it.
exactly. Until now, I'm saying until you keep going it 300 times and then you finally get past it. Now you're on the fourth level 400 times. You know, you
And
just
then
keep
you
doing that.
die, and then you're stuck at the third level again.
Which is cool, which I like that, but you know, I just really haven't found that much time to get around to it. And then lastly, my honorable mentions, a game that I couldn't decide if I've gotten more joy or more frustration out of.
That's
Call of Duty
all three
Black
of us,
Ops
I think.
4. It does so many things good. Well, it's going to be brought back up again, but pretty much the reason why it's not in my top 10, even though I put in literally 5 days, and that's in zombies alone. I think I have a day plus in Blackout, so nearly a week in this fucking game. And how it doesn't make how it skips misses out on my top 10 is just because it's not all there, and I don't want to like, I guess, like put it in such a top 10 status because I feel like for me it's just like it's missing too much to be up there. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions. Miguel, how about you?
All right, I have my first one, Starlink, Battle of Atlas. Anthony got it for the Star Fox chip or whatever it's called, and he told me to get it because I was debating still if I wanted to try it out or not. And he mentioned that it's what I guess people want it from No Man's Sky, and he's true. That's like really, really just what I wanted is a plane, go in there, have a bunch of stuff to do in the planet, enemies, stuff just to collect, little missions that people actually give you.
Yeah, the way I worded it was like if like let's say No Man's Sky was like Dreams, where No Man's Sky is the tool, and
That's
Starlink is like someone took No Man's Sky and then curated like a bunch of missions and planets and pre-made animals so that it's not just randomly generated. So you had specific things to do. Like that's kind of how I feel about Starlink. That's why I like it, because it's like it doesn't feel like No Man's Sky. You're wandering around for forever. You're worried about resources. The resource thing is like totally streamlined in Starlink.
I'm not gonna lie, man. The little toy, the little ship that I got it for the PS4. You got it for the Switch.
Yeah, so you got the
it's that
made up
sound
thing.
yeah.
That Darwin's not made up.
It looks better than your fucking Star Fox whatever thing.
Huh.
Every time you switch the part, the sound that it makes is pretty cool.
Oh, in the game?
In the game, dude. Even like I don't. I think the controller speakers on. I gotta turn it off, but it does it. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Did you buy more weapons for it? Or you just have the 2 that it comes with?
It comes with 3. So I don't know if your comes with only 2, but mine comes with 3.
Well, it came with the 2 things that you put on it, and then if you take them off, that like it has a weapon built onto the thing.
Well, mine has 3, so I don't know.
Maybe you
I
did
got ice, fire, and the regular one.
Oh, like the shredder.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe I just lost the piece then.
Oh well, sucks to suck. I want to play more. It's cool.
It's fun. It's fun.
My second one is Battlefield 5 DLC for Battlefield 1. No, seriously, the game is good right now. How it is, I just hope the game had more stuff, more maps, and more stuff like that. And it sucks that people are not playing it because if you see trailers for it, it looks like Battlefield 1, like DLC for the Battlefield 1. Not being saying that's a problem with the game. That's what people are not buying.
Yeah, I've been on the same page.
Yeah, so it's like people are not buying it. That's what the game's $30. Buy it. I mean, they're gonna support it for years. Everything's free. There's a bunch of new guns already for free.
I just don't know why they didn't do this for Battlefield 6 and why Battlefield 5 wouldn't be modern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like do World War One, then modern, then
Thank
World War
you.
Two.
Thank you.
It's very
Yeah.
odd that they did that.
I've been saying that since the beginning.
Especially when last year's Call of Duty was World War II, so it's very strange.
Because it was easy, copy and paste, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
That's not how it works, but I mean, they had all the access already.
It's just weird to me because like Battlefield, the thing that's strange to me with DICE is that Battlefield
here
is kind of a copy and paste of Battlefield 1, but Battlefront 2 was completely different than Battlefront 1, which I wish it was the opposite. I wish Battlefront 2 was just copy and paste more content. And it wasn't. So it's like I wish it was the opposite for both.
This is what happened. They released Battlefield 1 and they had such success from it that they thought if they just stayed the course, it was gonna be the same. But it obviously is not.
Well, that and they had the delays and then the more delays and then Firestorm or Firebreak, whatever it's called. It's not launching with it.
They were not gonna do it, man. That wasn't the plan.
Added a last minute.
Number 3, MLB The Show 18. Game's great. I still have no clue how they still innovate every year. Because it's just baseball, and then like how much can you innovate?
No 2K19?
No.
NBA?
No, not even close.
I thought you liked NBA this year.
I like it, but it feels the same as for like 3 years already.
Okay.
They haven't changed anything.
My friend said that the My Career is really cool because he like totally made his own team. He made it like his own team out of Hartford, Connecticut, and uploaded his own images for the jerseys.
That's my team.
So
yeah, that's been there for a while already.
Oh, well, maybe he just hadn't played in a while. Then.
Yeah, that's been there.
But it was really cool to like all the stuff he did with it.
And my last one is Fortnite season 2018, whatever like the 2 seasons have been.
Season 7 is the one going on now. It's the one that's the one we got back in with.
Yes. There's a mode that was only there for a day that I wish they just bring it up and just put it in solo squads and duos. I forgot the name of the mode, but it was
Grounded or something.
Yeah, ground game. It feels so good, man.
That's the mode that Tay and I won in because it's like
you don't only have like 30 materials.
It was 30 wood and then 20 steel and brick.
So sometimes people were like trying to build up and they just fell to the ground and just shot them.
Well, that's how Tay and I won because we got the high ground because we knew they couldn't build anything, and then all they could build is like 2 walls, and then they destroy the walls, and then they're fucked. So.
Felt great. Like
what is it? You have a limit of 30 materials?
Yeah, only 30 materials
so you can't really
wood
build
and 20 and 20.
Oh, okay.
You could build like 2 or 3 walls, and then you're screwed.
All right. That's interesting.
So people like myself,
it's like what Miguel and I have been asking for months.
Yes,
it was so good. So,
I was gonna give a shout out to FIFA 19, but man, that career mode is just god damn it. They need to make a change. I'm making a quick mention about it just because they need to do something with career mode. It's been the same since like 2010, maybe.
The only thing they've added, which was I think in 2016, FIFA 16, was you can train. Like you can pick like 5 players to train every week to make them better.
But that doesn't work anymore.
It's like broken this year where like you'll see a character, you'll see a player like increase the rating, and then you go to actually view him.
They patched Ultimate Team and it broke career mode. It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. So, I'm mad at FIFA right now.
Yeah, you're still playing it.
I'm taking a break because I just finished my first season, and so I'm gonna take a break.
All right, let's start with the.
All right, let's move on. So we are gonna do we're gonna do 1 pick each. So we're gonna start from 10. So Jeff does his number 10. I do my number 10. You do your number 10.
Yes.
We're gonna do that all the way up to number 1. Anything that we have duplicates of, we'll kind of, we won't dwell on them if we talk about it a second time or.
Yes, sir.
Jeffrey, why don't you go with your number 10 on your top 10 list? And this is in order.
Yeah, the order is a little fast and loose on the bottom of mine, but I think the top is really where the order comes in. Either way, at number 10, Konami Pixel Puzzle Collection on iOS. This is pretty much just a free version of Picross, the Nintendo puzzle game where you have the numbers on the side and the top, and you have to like mark away boxes.
Wow.
I love this game. I put so much time in this game this year on train rides, just waiting in a doctor's office or whatever.
It's a Switch game, you said, right?
No, an iOS game, an iOS exclusive.
iOS.
Might be on Android. Maybe, I think it might be on Android.
With ads.
With very, very minimal ads.
Can you pay to get rid of the ads?
You can't pay to get rid of the ads, but the ads are literally just for other Konami games. So it's none of the bullshit ads where it's like, oh, tap this fake thing and do this thing for 30 seconds. It's literally a pop-up screen of not FIFA, PES, and you hit X and then you continue going. And those only happen like once every like 3 puzzles, and each puzzle takes like 10, whatever.
Wow, there really is no way to pay for the ads.
Yeah, so yeah, there's no way to pay for more bonuses. There's no way to pay for more anything. It's not free to play. It's not microtransactions.
It's from Konami?
And it's from Konami.
Is this really from Konami, or is this like a?
I mean, it's Konami published, and it's. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's from Konami. It's like 100%.
Well, the name was like weird on the iOS listing.
Yeah. But this is like the purest form of Picross I could find, really, on a available.
And now
system.
that you brought
Nintendo owns the IP for Picross. So.
If someone in Konami hears this up, man, they're gonna start putting ads on that thing.
Oh,
how did that slip through the crack, man?
Wait, we aren't charging for this? But it's cool. And then the pictures you like create when like the final creation of the puzzles is a little Konami sprite. So from Bomberman, from Castlevania, from whatever, any Konami game, and then like you get like a little like Medusa head or bomb. But yeah, that's my number 10.
Nice. Anthony, you want to go next, or should I?
I'll go next. I just kind of rejiggered this right before we started. I originally had this a little higher, and then I was thinking about it, and I bumped a couple things above it. So my number 10 is going to be Celeste. Jeff talked about it on his honorable mentions. Beginning of the year, this probably would have been a lot higher. The Messenger just kind of dethroned it for me. So gameplay wise and visually, I just feel like the Messenger is more the visual art style I like versus Celeste is a little, I don't know, it's more blocky looking, I feel like, compared to the Messenger. I really, really like the story, but some of those levels just went on way too long. The hotel level just went on way too long. Yeah, great game. Obviously, Jeff talked about it before, so I won't dwell on it, but yeah, platforming is very fun.
And I mean, yeah, it's by Matt Makes Games, the Towerfall guys, which like Towerfall was amazing. Love playing with our friends. So this is, and this is their only 2 games they have. So I can't wait for whatever they're cooking.
And the message behind the game is great. So I don't want, I want to make sure that I convey, like, I really appreciate the message behind the game, and that it's just bumped down a little bit on my list because of really just the Messenger. If the Messenger didn't come out this year, it would have been a lot higher.
Looking good.
All right, my number 10, and I have. I'm like trying to justify it for myself, but I mean, it's Black Ops 4.
You are the one that complains about it the most, and you're the only one that put it on your list.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you guys why.
Okay.
Like, I debated not having it in here, but I'm gonna have it just because I played way too much of the multiplayer. A little bit zombies, I'm a casual zombie guy. And Blackout, and like I said, not popular opinion, is just okay. It's not the best. When the game works, multiplayer-wise, it works. Like, everything that you need for a good Call of Duty is there. It doesn't work often, but when it works, woo, boy, it brings back memories, man. From if you strip down all the bullshit of the game, it's Black Ops 2. Am I right or am I right?
A better version, honestly. I was telling you guys in the private DMs. I was playing some Black Ops 2 earlier this week, and I don't know, it felt slower.
Yeah, because we're used to the fast pace.
They're trying to make it as fast as possible in the new ones.
It's not a good thing, in my opinion.
But no, yeah, Black Ops, like, yeah, I mean, that's why it's on my honorable mention. That's why I put so much time in, because like the core of Black Ops 4 is great, but it's just like, why is it missing leaderboards? Why does it have a nonsensical cosmetic system? Like,
yes, the cosmetic stuff, it's
like,
dumb.
Why is it crashing so often?
It's crashing because they rushed the game. They rushed the game, man. And you could tell really quick because they focus way too much on Blackout towards the end, probably.
Yeah, I heavily considered putting it on my list just because of the amount of time I spent in it,
Yeah.
but I couldn't justify it.
I
Yeah.
did it, like I said, because the times when it works, and you could tell Anthony, because we play a lot together.
When
I'm
it
a
works,
good
it's
player.
good.
When it works, you could just hear me fucking just the joy that it brings me.
Yeah, you need to stream more because you're hilarious when you play and you're doing good.
Dude, the joy that this game brings me when it works, and I think I'm a good Call of Duty player.
No, you're pretty good.
It brings me back, you know, to the good old times, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not often, because there's a lot of shit in the game that
They got to work on that in their code, man. I hate shooting someone first and then I die, or I die around the corner, or like it's just
you know.
it's not.
But that's the
not
things
acceptable.
with Treyarch games. The network code from Treyarch is just bad. I don't know why. Like I said last week, Infinity Ward's like probably down the street is like, hey, can we get some help over here?
Like it's crazy. Like it's crazy how you immediately know if the lobby is good or bad by
Yes,
like if
you
you
could
shoot
tell in
someone
the first
first and
minute.
still die, or if you get shot from around the corner.
Yeah,
I
that's my number
recently,
10.
yeah, no, I mean it's a good number 10. And recently, it's just because it's the last time we'll be talking about it in this game of the year discussion. I was getting like several matches connection interrupted in
that shouldn't
blackout
happen.
in blackout matches, bro.
Wait, what?
Blackout, that should not
In
happen.
blackout.
My God.
And it wasn't my connection because I was in the quads and other people were getting it too. And I'm like, dude, we're talking blackout here.
I heard that was a thing the last like 2-3 weeks. Like it's been happening a lot.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's wild.
But then, I mean, the last positive thing about it, it's also really the Battle Royale that got me back into Battle Royale. I was super hot on PUBG last year in the beginning. Then Fortnite, I wasn't really digging, so kind of like... And,
You got to play the new snow map with us on PUBG.
I've been... Oh, on PUBG? I don't think it's Fortnite. Yeah, PUBG I would like to return to, but Blackout I'm really enjoying as a Battle Royale, but yeah, overall, the
I'm
pack
surprised that you're really enjoying it. I thought I was, but it's just something about it that
I thought I was gonna like it the most because it's more casual than PUBG, but it's more casual than PUBG, but way more serious than Fortnite.
it's right in the middle.
So I thought I was kind of in the middle of those two games, and so that's why I thought I would like it the most. But
the thing is that when I started playing Blackout, I miss the seriousness of PUBG.
Well, there's certain things about PUBG, like the jank kind of makes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just like creeping out, bro. Just like trying to take your time because you know if you do a mistake with 1 or 2 shots, you're dead.
Right. Well, because it's the mechanics of Black Ops 4 as a whole that it makes it faster than like the actual combat itself makes it faster than like PUBG.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it so much. Like today, me and Timmy were literally we had 2 ATVs in a duos and would do counter circles around houses that we saw people in just to fuck with them and ring our horns. And they're just like, oh, they don't know who to shoot. And then one of us would stop in the middle, jump in.
A bunch of newbies right now. Christmas noobs.
True. But moving on up the words on this list, my number 9, which is also Miguel's number 2. So I'll speak lightly about it and then or should we just speak into it now?
Save it for later.
All right. But mine's Detroit Become Human. Played it earlier this year. Really enjoyed it. We'll get to it momentarily.
Yeah, I did not play that, so I'm going to leave that.
You know, I guess let me give reasoning why it's low on my list. Yeah. I think who was the bald guy? Fuck, what's his name?
Oh, Jesse.
What he's from Grey's Anatomy. What's the character's name, Miguel? You remember that one?
The bald guy.
The bald guy. Yeah, this is the girl.
It's Jackson Avery from Grey's Anatomy. What's his name? Marcus.
Whatever. Marcus. There.
Yeah, Marcus.
Yeah, I thought Marcus's plot was just. He shaved head now. Is he
in the game?
Yeah.
I don't know in real life.
In real life,
I'm saying in the game, I think he's like, well, whatever.
He has a fade, bro.
I gotta play. Okay. I have my buddy's friend.
I'm like, what the fuck?
My buddy library shares on my PS4, so I'll get to it. I just haven't.
Yeah, no, definitely a great game. That's why it is on my list. But I just think Marcus's story was a little weak. But we'll talk about the highlights in a bit. Anthony, how about you?
My number 9 is also Miguel's number 6, so I will. Him and I play this game together, so I'll save the conversation for when we get to his. But my number 9 is Hunt Showdown on PC. And it's
quick why
it's fucking awesome. It's just a little lower because I just feel like I don't really have fun playing it by myself. I only play it with you, so and we haven't played it that much. But
Yeah,
you
we'll
apparently really liked it, so
yeah.
so we'll talk about it. I also forgot that was another late one where you reminded me to put it in, and I kind of like it might have been higher if I had thought about it longer when I was putting the
Technically
listing
released in
originally.
2018. That's why I put it in.
Yeah, it was in early access, but they added a lot of content in
Yes.
2018.
So that's why I had it, and I was surprised when I saw your list. I'm like, wait, what?
I just totally forgot about it. Like I said, if I had more time to think about this list, it might have been higher. I just didn't know where to put it.
Okay. All right, my number 9, and you guys have it a little bit higher. So I'm just gonna say Spider-Man. I have it 9. I did not finish the game. I want to, like, there's just days that I wake up, I'm like, huh, that gameplay, the swinging mechanic, dude, it's so good.
It's so good.
Just gameplay on that game is so great, dude. Like they nailed the just exploring fucking New York City is just great, dude. Like
yeah, I
have all the good things from like the Batman combat and expanded on it, which is great too.
Yeah, they at the beginning of the game the combat doesn't quite feel
Yeah, you gotta upgrade,
right, but then once you unlock new stuff, yeah, it makes it totally its own game. So Jeff and I have it, like I said, we have it higher on our list, so we'll talk about it a little more.
I just have it here, man, for the just gameplay wise, man. I think
right, it's like almost like a respect.
It's what I think the game is for Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
it's like what you remember it being on PS2.
Obviously not, right? But
right.
That's what I remember.
All right, Jeff, what is your number 8?
A Way Out. The Joseph Fares. Fuck what the Starlight Freeze. Fuck, what was the studio called? Something. Whatever.
Starbreeze?
No, definitely wasn't Starbreeze. I was for some reason I don't know why I went to Starbreeze. Yeah, either way, just
Hazelight.
Hazelight. That's
right
correct.
now.
Hazelight.
Starbreeze is totally definitely not that.
I don't know why I was also thinking Starbreeze. Either way, A Way Out. I played this with Billy earlier this year. In like 1 or 2 sittings, really. A game that requires co-op, and it does things that like blew me away, and like could never happen in any other type of game. And I found it very, bold and worthy of being on my list, that it took that jump and said, yeah, you could only play this with another person, find another person, and you'll have an experience that could only be done with another person. And I thought it was awesome. From the hospital level in the beginning, when you're sneaking out and you're trying to do things, there's even a level when you're escaping on a like on a Jeep, and then like your 2 people are doing different things. I kind of don't want to say too many of the things that you do with your partner, because like
definitely keep it light on there.
When they happen, it's like, wow, I've never like done this with another person in a narrative game like this. So it's just super cool to see the story, while a little bland, kind of just like a prison escape thing with like a couple twists here and there. Not the greatest, but I think the next game they're going to do just as far as it's going to do. The studio, is it Hazelight, Miguel?
Yes,
it is Hazelight. The next game is going to be insane. Brothers was awesome. A game about controlling 2 players with 1 controller. So good, and I cannot wait till next game.
Yeah, I played like 2 hours of it, and I enjoyed it. I just never got back to it, so I can't really speak.
You're only like an hour away.
That's true. Maybe I played for an hour and a half then.
How about you?
Just a quick thing. I'm surprised that Electronic Arts released this game, to be honest, because they're the publishers. Just because single players are dead, and I guess it's not a single player, so
that's how they got it. It's multiplayer. It's a multiplayer game.
You guys played it, I assume, next to each other, or you guys played it like over like online?
You
guys are obviously in the same house, but how did you guys
what did we do? I think we had headsets on and our doors were closed, so we didn't hear the echo.
Oh, so it was as if you were playing online. Like
you were playing online. Did that mechanic work well?
Yeah, I mean, perfect. I mean, so you see the same thing as if you were playing couch co-op. So like you see their screen the whole time. And that another thing, just an insanely cool idea. Like,
yeah, that I can't speak to that because I played with my buddy who was at his house, not near me. And it is cool how you could see what he's doing while you're also doing other stuff.
So you still get that.
It's not very Hideo Kojima to me.
So Anthony, like there was no lag whatsoever.
I didn't notice any
Like-
lag.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, as much lag as you would see in.
Yeah, there
in-
might have been like little hiccups, but it was for the most part it was pretty solid.
Okay. Yeah, because I think if there was any type of lag, it would kill the experience, in my opinion. No?
I mean, yes, no, same amount as lag as playing multiplayer game, Destiny. You're doing a raid.
Yeah, but that's different though. That you're playing a single player game. Technically, it's a single player story game, base game. Like if it's getting into it and it just starts freaking out or whatever, I mean, wouldn't that kill the experience?
Oh yeah, I guess if
That's
if-
what I'm-
if-
that's
if
what I'm
someone
trying
has
to get
poor- yeah. If you have poor connection, yeah, it might mess it up. But I mean, if you have a stable connection, it works very well.
Good solid game. Hopefully they can do something else and involve with that formula.
Sure.
I think they will. What would be interesting to see is just as far as I want to see Hideo Kojima produce something with him, like be like an executive producer with him. On
Oh
like,
no, it would be
that'd be
terrible.
wild.
Two.
Yeah, I don't know if that
it
would
would
work.
never end.
They're
The first scene would never end. It would be like a 9-hour long cutscene.
I'm saying just they both are such like
Egos,
I
bro.
feel like creative people that like it needs to be their vision, you know. So like when you have
I
two
just want
people
him to be
that-
like a producer on it, not like an
And
actual.
one of them will be probably fucked up the whole time.
Yeah,
Wonder who.
we'll see. My number 8 is Hitman 2.
Oh,
And it's the only reason it's not higher is really just because I feel like I put Hitman 1 really high last year, and Hitman 2 is just more Hitman 1 with a couple of new features. And I love it. It's one of my favorite games of the year. And I'm glad that I ended up picking it up because I think originally I was going to wait on it, and then I found it on a really good PSN sale. So I love it. It looks gorgeous. It plays extremely well. It runs really, really well. And it's just more Hitman. And I love Hitman, and I love stealth games in general. And it's just great.
I mean, they expanded from Hitman 1, right?
Yeah, like they've added
Mechanic-wise,
some new mechanics. They've the game just looks general. I mean, look, first game looked good, but this one you could tell there's like some
They had an extra
tweaks that make it look better. They added a new they added like the hiding in a grass patch type of like the Tomb Raider type like hiding in grass feature. So that was a little weird at first, but it works.
Have you tried the online?
No, I haven't messed with any of the online stuff.
'Cause
There's a whole like 2 sections of the game that I haven't even touched where I'm just playing the single player content. So, and I haven't really messed with any contracts either, which that's a huge part of the game too. So,
Yes.
but there's so much content in it. And I was even telling you guys earlier, I haven't beaten it yet, but I feel like each level is its own game. There's so much content in each level.
That's what, like you said, that I'm surprised that they released the whole game instead of
yeah, it's I'm
Just because
finding
it
that it
works
doesn't
so
so much
good.
matter because of the fact that you can just kind of sit and sink your teeth in one level.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like an event when each level would come out and hit season.
Exactly. Yeah. Kind of sucks, but number 8 for me. I don't know if you want to talk about this one.
So also
my number
my-
8 and
and
your
my
number
7. Yeah, so they'll back to back pretty much.
Yeah, so just get everything out of
Ball Fighters C. No, wait, is it
Dragon Ball Fighters.
I think it came down to it's Dragon Ball Fighters.
Fighters, yeah.
Yeah,
But you got to make sure to pronounce the Z. Just make sure.
Fighters.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
it's the best Dragon Ball game in my opinion, by far.
I would agree with that.
By far. I couldn't get into it because I suck in fighters. And yeah, I suck in fighters. If Jeffrey destroyed me the like 1, 2, or 3 times that we played. Yeah, I'm just bad.
I'm starting to hold my own in online matches, which I'm very proud of. But yeah, not even the best, of course, the best Dragon Ball game. I think this is the best looking. The story's fun, yeah.
The problem with the story is that it doesn't autoplay. You have to press it every time. That was the problem I had with the story.
I appreciate there were some fun matchups you could do that. So like you could choose your team before going into a fight, and if like you're fighting a certain person, you could choose like a funny group of characters that like have never seen each other and like they have funny conversations, like Yamcha and Cell say like some good quips. But yeah, I honestly would call this game I was playing it just to get a refresher a little earlier. The best looking game of 2018. It just watch the beginning cutscene and it blows my mind away how good it is. It's just crazy how it doesn't not only it looks exactly like the anime because it does, but it's just so visually sharp and fine and just like well done.
Good. In some
such a fan of it.
occasions, it looks better than the actual animated.
Oh, 100%.
Seriously.
100%.
I'm like, how can you guys do this? Like, how? I mean, I know how, right? But it's just like it blows my mind every time
Yeah.
like, I saw it and it in action. I'm like, damn it, dude.
Like it looks like a tech demo for like it looks like a vertical slice, but then that's what the game actually looks
It's
like.
every frame of the game. It runs so well. And then, so now you're talking about you're not that good at fighters. That's what I think it does so well that I've talked about this, of course, on many episodes before.
Yeah, it
But
simplifies it a little bit.
really just it's such a beginner's fighter game, but also could be played on such a professional scale. I mean, as it
I
is.
think if I invested in like an arcade stick and played on it, I'd be really good. Because in my heyday, King of
Yeah.
Fighters, bro, I was a master on that thing. But just in the controller, just things don't click for me.
Yeah, fair enough. If you're more comfortable with a fighting stick, then definitely go with that. But I think like other games like how Street Fighter, where I feel like I need a fighting stick for this. This game, it's like, ooh, they have tailored this for me at least so well to a controller. DualShock 4, and honestly, I would have put it higher on my list because of so many factors. But whatever. At this point in my list, you'll start seeing the numbers are kind of getting
yeah, this is one of the ones
mixed
where I just left it off my honorable mentions because you guys will talk about it. Where I just get bored with fighters in general really fast. I never beat the campaigns for them because I just get bored. And
Not invested.
Smash 2, I didn't even put Smash on my honorable mentions because I know you'll talk about it. It's
Yeah, fair
amazing, but it's just not.
not your genre.
Not really even playing it that much right now.
But yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ, love it so much, so much. That is my number 7. Let's move on to Anthony's game and Miguel's 8. Yeah.
So my number 7 is Miguel's number 3. So we'll talk. We did like a lot of this, where it's like moving all around. But I'll talk about it
though.
My number 7 is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's just so fun. And it was I didn't play this until after Red Dead 2, and it was very refreshing to play this after Red Dead 2 because Red Dead 2 was, I think, the best word to describe that game in all facets of it for Red Dead is it's a heavy game. The story is heavy. The gameplay feels heavy, moving around. And it's just a very heavy game. And so going to Assassin's Creed, it was really refreshing. It's super fast. The combat is fast paced. It's very fun. The horses have like nitrous oxide boosts on them. So it's awesome. The ship combat is great. The story is fun. I mean, it's good, but it's not like super serious. So I'm really enjoying it. And I love Cassandra as a character.
Nice. My number 7, and you discussed it, I think, right? Earlier?
It was one of my honorable mentions.
Okay, so my number 7 is Don't Economy. I really enjoyed it because you played it first, Anthony. I think you got a code or some.
I did the review on our YouTube.
Yes, there you go. Check it out on YouTube. You played it. You really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this was one of the ones that just had to make the cut for my top 10, but I loved it.
I saw your video on it, and it just sold me. And then I bought it. I played it. BK, right? That little fucking raccoon.
BK was the raccoon, yeah.
Just hilarious, man. I wish they actually had instead of the boxes or whatever, the text
Voice acting.
They were voice acted.
Yeah.
Because I think
the writing was so funny. The writing
was so funny, and I feel like if someone was reading it, like
imagine if BK was voiced by like Ryan Reynolds or
it would be so fucking.
What's his name? That was Rocket Raccoon.
Bradley Cooper. Yeah,
Bradley Cooper. Like imagine if he was voiced by one of them.
God, dude, that'd be.
And Esposito has the budget for that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, obviously, but
he could just be like hit up Troy Baker when he's on coffee break or something.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, right. Too. Now I do. Well, I think Troy Baker actually does Rocket Raccoon in like some iterations
in the Telltale games. Yeah.
Yeah,
and probably some other Marvel properties.
I think it would have been made it better, but overall, the game is just fun. It's just a whole and just start eating crap.
Quirky, it's hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's not too difficult. It doesn't need to be too difficult.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
that's what I liked about it.
There's actually a trophy for beating a level not failing, and I think there's a trophy for losing on it.
Yeah,
something like that. Or like I don't remember what it was.
Later levels, there's one for that. The platinum was easy
but satisfying. Like it was easy, but it wasn't one of those like
it's just
like it's not like My Name Is Mayo where it's like you're
just
getting a free platinum for doing nothing. Like this one, it's easy, but
there's like 2 trophies that you might have had to look up because they were kind of complicated. But it's just the game is just satisfying, man. It's just fun. One of those fun games for like I think it was like $10 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I wish it was on Vita, but it is on Switch. So
It's just great. Got nothing else to say about it. It's just if it's on sale, just buy it. Period. Because it's great. Check the video, the review for it too on YouTube.
Talking about fun and cute games, number 6, I have Moss. The VR, PSVR, originally PSVR exclusive,
Rat?
no longer.
Mouse? Rat?
The mouse, yeah, he's a mouse, yeah. A rat's a derogatory term, actually.
wow, what's wrong with rats?
Yeah, no.
What was his name?
The Quill.
Oh, there you go. I was about to say you missed that one, man.
Oh no, Quill, the mouse. You would so does the same thing as Astrobot, pretty much. You watch the guy, and it's the whole how would
you are like an omniscient kind of position.
You are God
at a world.
Like a toy set, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's they gotta like get a word. Third person, I guess, works for it, honestly, but in VR. Either way, this edges out Astrobot for me because I feel like I played it first and I was more hyped up for it, whereas Astrobot kind of snuck up on me.
Yeah, and I think you seem like you have a personal connection to Moss.
Yeah, I mean
which I just didn't play it, so if I played it, it might have been above Astrobot for me.
There was just this connection to this little mouse guy. I think they both him and I don't want to keep comparing it to Astrobot, but like they both like have the little cute things, like their animations when they look at you and stuff. I feel like Moss I enjoyed it more. The level design was great.
It's fine.
Yeah, animals are better than robots. The animation was great. The level design, the environment. It's made by a lot of like amazing developers, like ex Bungie guys, ex Rockstar guys. X343 guys. Polyarch is the first game, and it really sets up sequels and like another chapter of the game, which I'm really excited for if they end up doing. And yeah, number 6. This actually, this was like in the top 5. If we were just doing PlayStation, it would be top 5. If we were just doing VR, it'd be number 1, of course. Moss, love it.
Nice.
Sorry, I was just looking up the definition of the phobia of robots, which apparently is just robophobia, which is apparently what you are.
Nice, very
Fittingly, though,
Destiny, so I don't know how that's a thing. But.
Fittingly, though, my number 6 is actually Astrobot Rescue Mission VR. I was a huge fan of the robot rescue in the Playroom VR, which is the free VR game you can go download. And I was a huge fan of that. And essentially what Astrobot did is they just took what worked and expanded on it, made it a full-length game. And it's just so cool. It's just so fun. It's very, very smart in the way that they design the levels. And I love that you have to kind of get up, move around, look around, different things. And you actually, like, your character is like a giant robot that kind of floats around, like, on rails down the levels. What I thought of when I first played the original iteration of this, and it carries over to the full game, is that if Nintendo was ever to make a VR game, this is what it would be. And the fact that Sony did it is pretty cool. So I really like it. I love the playroom in it. You can go to their little Astro Robot ship, whatever it's called, and you can spend your in-game coins that you earn. They actually have a use for once, unlike other games where you just get coins for no reason. And you can spend them on a crane machine, like a crane game, and you can unlock little like diorama things, but then you can have your bot actually go up to a little toy chest, punch the button, and then they pop up in the real world where you can have your guy actually go and jump on them and play on them and interact with them. And it's just so cool. It was like my best friend was over playing it with me, and we were like little kids playing it. It was so awesome.
Now, I think I should just talk about it because yours
is number 4, so it's
mine is number 4. Or when we get to number 4, I just say it's number 4. But I have it number 4.
High up.
I am glad. I'm glad that
5.
I played it. I played it, and
I
feel
you to play it because I played it.
I mean, I had it longer than you. I just for whatever reason I didn't play the game.
I think the fact that I got it after you but played it before you made you go play it.
I mean, I've been wanting to play it. It's just the wires from the VR is just a pain in the ass. The wires.
It's ridiculous.
But put it on, dude, and just playing the game. And the little robot, the little main guy, so fucking cute, bro. Like, I just want to grab it. And I was like, want to fucking.
I love the underwater mission in World 2 where like he can like splat on your face.
Yes,
and he just like
that's a
spun.
trophy.
Like,
That's
Yep,
a trophy.
there's also a
Um,
trophy in the opening area, like when you're at the world selection. If you smack him with
You
the
just
controller.
smack them, yeah.
Yeah. That's the
I-
first thing I did. Like,
That's the same thing I did too, dude. I just like poof right in the head, and I got a trophy. Like, oh, nice. Dude, just little things from the game, man. The little thing, like you said, moving the head to find the little missing robots. Like there was, like you could hear them with
Yes.
your mic.
one of
like,
the levels
where they're
opens up
screaming like, "Help me!" They're
behind
saying
you,
"Help
you-
me!" Right? Yeah,
so-
one of
like,
them does.
save me or with the same something like that.
I think it's "Help me," but one of them starts like you said, once behind you.
Like the beginning of the level, it starts
Yes,
behind you. If
exactly.
you
There's-
don't look behind you at the beginning of
There's
the
a
level, you
couple.
totally miss
I'm
it.
not gonna get into how many, but there's a couple, especially if you get them later on the game. Like you could hear them, and you're like looking around, like, "Where's this motherfucker like calling me?" And then I turn around, and there's like, I think the one that you're talking about, he's just right there. There's another ones. There's like
There's a
little
couple,
stuff that you gotta do. Just the audio wise, like the cues where to hear them where they're at. That's pretty good.
And then when
Like-
you find them also, they're always doing like some like or not always, but most of
I
them do
like-
like little funny things, you know,
Yeah.
like one of them was like
There's
chilling
like
out with
the-
like the enemy
There's like
guys.
the level where it looks like it's in it's like in like a desert, and one of them is like doing like a weird like cactus pose. It was
Uh-huh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I like the one that it's on the beach and the guy's just like
Oh,
taking
beach
in the
was so
sun,
good.
just
Yeah.
fucking just relaxing, and then he kicks him. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Exactly.
Like,
And I
wake
like
up, motherfucker.
And then they zip back into your controller. I like how the controller is also kind of like part of the
The experience.
world.
Yeah, it's like a real thing. Like you have to plug it into stuff in the game.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's just well done, man.
It's very good.
Whoever came with the design and the idea of it, I feel like they got expire of from Mario Super Mario 64.
Yeah. I think it was Sony Japan, right? Who did this?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm just saying, like,
Maybe
who,
from that
like,
Japanese.
whoever came up with the idea at the beginning, like, whoever did, man, props to them, because that game might be one of the top games on the system.
On
if not-
PSVR.
It's a VR seller, I think. Definitely.
Yeah.
The
Um,
only reason it's number 6 is because my top 5, they're just all such amazing games.
Like, I'm surprised that nobody mentioned from you guys Tetris, because I think Tetris.
I just didn't play it enough, and I didn't play it in VR.
Oh, okay, there you go. Because I think that's a system seller too for the VR.
If it
Yes,
stays
I mean-
exclusive, yes, I agree.
About Tetris, there are a couple games that I would have liked to put on my list and mention
Mhm.
in this episode that I just haven't gotten around to, which I'm kind of pissed off. Like Into the Breach, I really want to try out.
I haven't
Return
played that
to
enough. I
Moonlighter.
haven't played Moonlighter enough.
I want to play Oberdin also. That I feel like I'm gonna love. But yeah, so there are some omissions that anything we haven't said, we most likely haven't played.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Except for Far Cry 5. Fuck that.
Nice.
All right, we
Fuck
got
gaming.
into number 6 with you, Anthony. My number 6, which was your number 9, is Hunt and Showdown. It's a PC game.
It's coming to Xbox.
It's coming to Xbox, and
early-
eventually,
whatever
I'm
the-
sure next year. It's 2019, but I'm sure eventually it's gonna come out to the PS4 too.
Yeah,
P-
I
or
think that
PS5
it's just
maybe.
going to be the whatever their early access is
Yeah,
on Xbox, and then the full release will probably be both.
the game is a mixture of surviving, horror, PvP, PvE with zombies. It's
It's so
I don't know
good.
how to
It's
describe
you're making me want to play it right now. Fuck. It's so
the
tense and
atmosphere
like
of it. Like
I haven't
you're
even played the
trying
new map
to-
yet either.
When you're moving around, you're making noise. And just if you make too much noise, you're pretty much telling zombies where you're at. You're telling actual players where you're at.
And you have to decide, like, do I want to shoot this thing so that other real world people might hear us? So basically, what the game is, it's PvPvE. So I think there's 4 teams or
Yes.
3. Is it 4 or 3 teams of 2?
Three.
It's 3 teams of 2 players, so 6 total real players. And then the world is populated, like it's a huge map, and the world is populated with enemies. So there's like zombies, there's like heavy enemies, there's hive enemies that like shoot like demon hive like bee things at you.
Oh, bees! I hate that fucking thing.
And then there's the main like enemies, like there's like main bosses
No,
within
the
world
main
that
2 ones
those
is
are
the
the
spider, a spider,
bounties
and
that you're trying to
busher.
kill, yeah.
Those bounties, you're supposed to go get them, kill them, collect the bounty, and when you grab it, you're gonna be highlighted on the map.
So other
So
real people can find you.
Other people could find you and kill you. You got to go to an extraction point, and there's more enemies after you kill them. There's more enemies that spawn in the world too. So you got to deal with that and deal with actual players trying to kill you.
And it's cool because you can kind of bait people too. So like Miguel and I, we let another team take out the butcher. And then as they were cleansing them, I think they actually cleansed him. And then we killed one guy, but the other guy got away with a bounty. So you and I were both like, well, one of us grabs the bounty
grabbed the bounty
there.
And I saw that guy running. And I
saw him on the map. I was like, oh, he's flashing on the map. Miguel, go get him. So I was like, so I ran and got the one from the guy we killed. And you chased down the other guy that had the bounty running the other direction on the map, killed him, took his bounty, and then you and I both ran and escaped with both bounties. It was so cool.
My little moments, man, from that game is, especially when you're playing with someone else, like we have.
Yeah.
It's just great, dude. The connections
and like the weaponry is very limited, so you have to really be smart about it. It's like you can't just go. There's no like machine gun or anything, so you can't go in guns blazing. You have to be really smart about like the loadout you use.
Like in the probably I will say like what year is Red Dead? It's like 2020 around there, probably 1920. I mean,
what?
That's probably like early 1900s. Yeah.
So it's around that period of time. So the weapons are around that time. So you don't have like a use at SMGs or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
revolvers, Washington, something like that.
Yeah, it's around the era of Red Dead, I would say.
Yeah, around there. If you're gonna play by yourself, it kind because I had played by myself a couple times. It's harder, obviously, and you're not having as much fun as you were if you were playing with someone else. Just because if you get ganged up, you're done.
Yeah,
unless you're really good, you're just done. Like we're not a PC player kind of guys. We don't spend too much time on it, so our aim is really bad most of the time. Well, my aim is so. Unless a couple games in and I could get it in, but
yeah, once we get warmed up, we're fine. But like initially, we're like all over the place.
Yes, it's just I hope they bring it to the PS4 or PS5 whenever it comes out.
Yeah, same.
Because I probably would buy it again. Especially if it runs well.
We bought it on sale too, I think so.
Yes, we bought it on sale. If it runs well, I hope it does.
They need to optimize it for PC first, because it's not even optimized for PC yet. So we'll see.
I mean, the game.
It's like people have like ultra high end rigs, and it's running at like 29 frames for them.
Yeah, they need to optimize that thing. But I got faith, man. I got faith that.
Yeah,
the game's really fun, and yeah, man. Number 6.
Again, if I had more time to think about it, it probably would have been higher on my list. But it's locked in, so what are you gonna do?
Number 5. We're getting into the top 5, boy. Top 5.
And this is one I actually meant to mention, but I forgot.
Top 5 for Jeffrey Mizrahi, continuing the tradition of having a Destiny up in every ongoing PSBF Game of the Year nominees.
It doesn't go away.
Destiny 2 Forsaken. At this point, we're not even.
Hold up, before you get into it, I'm surprised that you have Destiny in here instead of Call of Duty. But
oh yeah, 100%. Oh, I mean, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 could win next year.
Destiny Forsaken actually fixed the game.
Yeah,
Black Ops 4 is not fixed.
It got in the road of fixing the game. It didn't fix the game.
No, I would say Forsaken, when it dropped in early September, did so many things. I was just playing Destiny. I was grinding out some Iron Banner stuff on January 1st before the XP ended. And really, it feels like a different game than D2 at launch. And they did so many things to overhaul the entire game for very positive ways that of course, it makes me upset. Like, why did I have to do this in the first place? Either way, it happened. And the content that was there literally had me playing every day for about a whole month. The entire September, I was nonstop playing Forsaken, whether it was just grinding out, trying to get to 600, trying to get raid ready, finally do the raid, anything. The whole Dreaming City. They created a world, a planet in the map, a section that every week is different. Whether it's, the main mission, there's always a new main mission that cycles every 3 weeks. And while it's generally the same, the voice and dialogue is always different. So it's like, I think because they're acknowledging the weeks keep on changing. And to do that, I feel like it's probably been done in like World of Warcraft or other games before, but seeing it done, now in 2018 with a first-person shooter, just all the positive things I was also saying about Destiny last week, you know, it still carries over. Forsaken just is knocked it out of the park and brought Destiny back to where it belongs.
Yeah, I really respect Destiny Forsaken, but I just figured let you talk about it. What was the area from the first expansion?
Curse of Osiris or the first
Yeah.
expansion? That was Mercury.
No, but like there was what was it was like a digital forest or
The
something.
Infinite Forest.
Infinite Forest. That's what I thought. The Dreaming City is what I thought the Infinite Forest would be. So I'm glad that they implemented what I had in my mind in a different part of the game.
Yeah, the Infinite
When I
Forest
heard the name
was
Infinite Forest, I figured it would be something like the Dreaming City.
lore-wise and how they explain it should be that, but it wasn't. And yeah, you know, Destiny 2 definitely ended off on which I think I brought up last year when we talked Game of the Year, but it definitely ended off on a bad note. But 2018 totally turned it around. And I think 2018 and 2016 will like go down history as like some of the best times to be playing Destiny. So yeah.
Yeah, my number 5. Now, my numbers 3, 4, and 5 are going to surprise a lot of people because a lot of people thought they were going to be a lot higher, but my top 2, I couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake it that my top 2 had to be there, and I put them lower originally, and I was like, I can't. They're not. It's wrong there, so I had to move them up. So these next 3 are what most people would expect to be my number 1, 2, and 3. So number 5 is Marvel Spider-Man by I almost said Naughty Dog by Insomniac.
Okay.
Because I was thinking Spyro and then Crash, and that was they call whatever. Oh my god, I can't even talk. Am I having a stroke? Marvel Spider-Man.
I don't know. I guess we'll know in a bit.
An amazing game. I loved it. The story I thought was brilliantly crafted. It wasn't crazy in the sense of like it was super original, but certain things of it were very original, and that's what I really appreciated, where it kind of respected its roots but also did some things new. The gameplay was amazing, like you said when you brought up the traversal was just so good. And I beat the first DLC, which I really enjoyed. I started the second DLC, just haven't gotten around to finishing it yet. But I really like what they did with the DLC, where they just had basically a little mini season of content, like a season of a TV show, essentially, versus just kind of a bunch of random DLC things thrown at you. It kind of has a through line, so I really appreciate that, and I just love it. I thought Peter Parker. This is my favorite Peter Parker, I think, and that's even including the movies with Tom Holland and Andy Garfield and Tobey Maguire. I loved Yuri as Peter Parker, and I loved MJ. I loved their relationship. I loved Miles was great. Aunt May was great. All the characters were really well done, and I loved it. And I got the platinum for it. I thought it was originally going to be higher on my list, but the other games, I just like. I don't know. I think that there was just more substance in the other games, where Spider-Man was just a very, very great experience that I 100%ed in like a week and a half.
Yeah, so it actually also is a little higher on my list. Number 4 for me, Spider-Man. And yeah, really all the things you said as well. I love the story. I think the story was one of like the best Spider-Man stories. I mean, I don't really read most of the comic books, but what they did with Aunt May, no spoilers, but
and even Harry too. I really liked the kind of
how
he was in the game without being in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with all the research stations. Miles, I thought was great. I was from the beginning. I mean, they did the one part where it's like, oh, they're gonna MGS to me right now. But I thought
I thought so too. I was like, did they really just do that? I was like, no way, they just did that.
The non-Spider-Man sections when you're playing as Miles or when you're playing as MJ are really cool. I mean, I think they could have been a little better, but they were still fun.
I think they could have just been a little shorter.
Yeah.
I think that gameplay-wise, they were fine. They just went on a little too long.
Yeah. Especially for just being like powerless is the word. Yeah, because like you don't have much.
Yeah, like they were fine. They just went on a little too long.
But yeah, platinum did as well. Really got all the things. Loved it.
Too many crimes, but now that I'm on the other side of getting all the crimes, it's fine.
And its depiction of New York is probably like one of the best as well. Being a New Yorker, being able to swing through all like things I normally see, pretty one-to-one. Some streets are cut off, but yeah, still so good. I didn't realize I was just listening to the Gamescast, the Kind of Funny Gamescast with the with Brian Intar, the creative director. They made this game in 3 years.
How is that surprising?
I feel like this
so
would be
detailed.
a 5-6 year game. Yeah. To
I
build,
mean, they already kind of have the mechanics from which hell from Sunset Overdrive, man.
but
It's. Did you play Sunset Overdrive?
I know it's not, but I'm saying like I'm sure they switched it.
I'm
but
sure
the
they
mechanics are, like,
learned things from it, but I
jumping.
don't think
Yeah,
they reused
exactly.
any engine stuff.
no, doesn't look. I don't know, but yeah, no, but still 3 years to build that whole world. Insane.
Yeah.
That's what money buys, man.
And talent.
Big Daddy
Exactly.
Shuhei.
Hey, money doesn't buy
That's
everything.
Marvel, bro. Fucking Marvel just.
Hey, if money bought everything, we wouldn't have blue screens in Black Ops 4, right? So
God damn it. They're intentionally there.
That's why someone got fired. So
sometimes you need something more than money.
get
But,
into it next
No, you're number 5.
my number 5 is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I love this game. I'm surprised that you guys don't have it in it. I know you have problems with
Rise
it.
of the Tomb Raider was a better game. I enjoyed it. I think it sounds like I'm more down on it than I am. It's just not the story I wanted.
But gameplay, it's more of the last 3 games, which
Better,
I like.
honestly.
Yes, better in a
The
lot.
gun combat is way better.
It's much better. Yes. The story, which I get why people are not really into it, because it gets into supernatural stuff, and that might not be for certain people.
It's just not the direction I wanted them to go in for me personally.
Exactly. I didn't mind it. I got it why they were going in that direction.
The thing I respect about it is that at least from the beginning, that's where they went there early, so it's not like blindsiding. Whereas Far Cry 5, the ending blindsided me.
Even
one thing, and then it's not this at the very end. Yeah. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, at least up front, it's like, hey.
I mean, even in the trailers, it's telling you what it is.
I didn't really watch a lot of the early.
Okay,
stuff.
So I mean, the trailers told you what the game was gonna be about. That grabbed me. I was in from the beginning. The one thing that I didn't like, and it's top 5 for a reason, when she dies, I know it's kind of messed up, but every time she died on the especially in the
and
first
you're not
game,
saying story wise, you're saying gameplay.
No, gameplay, like the
style
of it.
That's not
like when she died. I don't know if you guys remember, the first game got from the remake, got a lot of flack for being really graphic.
Yes,
really
yeah,
really brutal.
And they tuned it down way too much, I think, in this one. Like I missed that, because
even 2, I feel like was kind of brutal sometimes.
Yes, but I missed it just because it gave you an incentive not to die.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I feel like
it was like Dead Space, where like you get totally mutilated in Dead Space. I don't want to die because I don't want to see.
I don't want to see that again. And in this one, you just die, and it's just like she just falls or whatever.
It's the same exact animation on every spike.
Exactly, and before dude, it was just graphic. But the game overall, man, it's just a better version of the last 2, in my opinion, gameplay wise. Story, I know
gameplay was way better in this one, but I really vibed with Rise. I love the first one too. I actually would consider go back and maybe not beating the whole game, but I would like
the
start.
The first one is probably the best one from all 3, in my opinion. Gameplay wise, not, but the story and what they did in that game, just because it was the first one.
I really like
probably the best one.
I like them. I love them both.
I like the first one the more, just because
I think I have some
the first one that did
first one because it was like a 360 PS3 era game that came over to PS4. So like I played it twice. Like I played it on like last gen and then this gen. So I probably have a little more nostalgia for the first one, but I really, really do like Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah. I hope they continue with another game. I think it's kind of obvious that they're not gonna do it anymore. They maybe take a break just because of 3 in the series didn't sell well, the last one. So I think none of them sold well, just because the stupid decisions that they made.
The one didn't sell well because of the Xbox deal. The first
but
the first one I thought did sell decent. So I think it sold modestly.
Yeah. Great game. I don't know what else to say. Just play it. The best gameplay from all 3.
All right, Jeffrey, your number 4 is also Spider-Man. Would you like to talk more about it?
No, I jumped on your Spider-Man talk, but yeah, number 4, Spider-Man. Loved it.
All right, so my number 4 is both of your guys' number 1. Or do we want to spoil it? Well, I already said it's number one, so maybe I just won't say what it is. I won't say what my number 4 is.
Everyone knows what it is the second I hit play on this episode. Your number 4 is God of War.
So my number 4 is God of War. Like I said, my numbers 3, 4, and 5 are what I originally would have thought would have been my 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, don't talk anymore.
We'll wrap it.
So my number 4 is God of War.
You're not talking anymore. You're not talking anymore from the rest of the episode.
Shut up. So your
my number 4 was Astrobot Late Game. We already talked about it. The game's fun, man. Probably the best. I haven't played too many PS. Exactly. You just nailed it. That's how I feel when I'm playing it, dude.
It's like how that feeling you had when you played Mario Odyssey. You know what I mean?
Not Odyssey, but the Mario 64 for me. This is what I'm getting.
Well, even you said last year when we talked about it, you said like Odyssey was.
Odyssey gave me exactly when I was like a little kid, fucking playing those type of games. That's what it's giving me, like those vibes.
Yeah, go. Like if you own a VR headset, go play Astrobot.
Or even if you don't pick up that Moss Astrobot bundle, like still.
That's ridiculous.
That's great. Like I said last year for Mario Odyssey, playing the whole game, I had a smile in my face. That's what's happening with this game. I have a fucking big ass smile playing Astrobot.
That doesn't sell you way more than I want to admit.
What's that?
It makes me giggle way more than I want to admit.
Yeah. Just because the little robots, bro, they're so fucking cute. Yeah, that's what I love them.
There's so many times like you do something cute. I'm like, I got to say loud, this fucking guy. I love him.
Dude, no, okay, wait. I got another thing real quick. When you're in the Astro ship,
yeah,
you got all the little robots. Like when you like log in first, load in the first time, like all the little robots are like like lined up.
Everyone that you collect. So if you do the challenge, you get like silver and gold ones.
I haven't done that. You just
so you can like you get a gold medal and then it gives you a gold robot.
Okay, cool. But
the little gold robot shows up there.
Wait, my thing is that they're all lined up, and then when you go and touch them, they start following you. So they're lined up in one section. If you don't like go around them or touch them, they won't follow you. But if you go around them and start like walking around them, they all start following you. So they all start doing the same thing as you do. I don't know if you know that. Notice that, Anthony.
Yeah.
No. If you go into the
ship, you can go see all the bots that you've rescued.
Yeah. So if you
okay. Yeah,
you go in there, bro, and they just start following you. I started doing the jumping thingy on the right side.
Dude, I'm telling you, mess around
with
the playset stuff.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
I'm telling you, mess around with the playset stuff. Or if you go to the little chests with all the dioramas you unlocked, if you punch it, it spawns them all into the actual world. So
if you punch them, they start flying. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So go mess around with that more. Definitely.
So good, dude. Recommend that game. Like
Jeffrey, your number 3?
Yeah, talking about games that remind you of Nintendo, going right into it. Number 3, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This game truly is ultimate, honestly. I did a whole written review about it if you want to check that out. But
where can they get that?
At nygamecritics.com.
Right.
But this game really just has everything a Smash fan could ever want, could ever think of.
Break the targets.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. In terms of the bonus stuff, I guess it is missing some.
No, I know. I'm not really holding that.
No, I'm saying no. Even for like me, like it's not 100%. Like it doesn't have everything. But in terms of playing a game, whatever matches on the couch, like with your friends, it has like every item, every character, every stage. It blows my mind how like it exists. I could literally play it. Like if friends are over and we're in a session, I could just keep playing forever. Like it's like, oh, you guys leaving? Yeah, sure. Like I'll still keep playing matches. It's so good. It does what I think all games should do, which of course is easier for fighting games to do, but still Call of Duty, other fucking games learn from it. How it includes everything from the older things, it just builds upon that. Like that's not, there were a lot of not issues, but like some people are always wondering, oh, is it a port or not? It's like, fuck it. If this is what you're considering a port, like go fuck yourself, including things from the prior games, including everything.
No, it's not a port.
I know. No, I'm just saying, like I've heard it. People have been telling me it.
I mean, Call of Duty for that fucking thing, it's a port every year then.
But that's like saying every single Smash is a port. You know what I mean? Like it's
Well,
That'd
no,
be the
'cause
same thing as
it's
saying
not. It's not because they lose characters in Smashes.
That's I mean,
So,
okay, that's
True.
true.
I guess
True.
people's idea of sequels is to lose content, and it's like I don't know. Maybe that's why the perception is always like that. But either way, I love it. It's amazing. It's the best
Is it
Bros out there.
the best? Yeah, you just said it. I was gonna
That's-
ask you
that's the question.
if it's the best Smash Bros that you played.
I
Some
think
people still don't have it as. Some people still have Melee on top of that.
people still say Melee's on top. I think that has to be 100% nostalgia. Some
think it's
technical, competitive guys could say that.
nostalgia, and then pro. If pros are saying it, fine. If non-pros are saying it, I think it's nostalgia.
But I don't even buy pros saying it's better. I think pros are. That's like saying like Street Fighter 2 is the best. I don't know. Whatever. I guess nostalgia.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't
Let's move on.
Yeah, it's
the
right
last
there.
one wasn't good.
So my number 3, this was my number 1 for a long time, and I had to think long and hard before I put the other 2 above it. But my number 3 is a little indie game, a Jeff joke. No, it's Red Dead Redemption 2, and the story. So I never beat Red Dead Redemption 1. The story was spoiled for me, so I knew what happened and all that stuff, but I never beat it. And it just, for some reason, never grabbed me, and I enjoyed what I played of it. I played a lot of multiplayer, actually, in Red Dead 1, but I never played, never beat the story of Red Dead 1. This game's story with Red Dead 2 pulled me in so much.
Wait, before you continue, and you have to mainline the game, right? You were not exploring the game that much.
For the most part, yeah. Like I explored a little bit, but I didn't do any of the hunting stuff because I didn't care enough. I didn't do really any of this like major side stuff. It would be like if I was wandering around and came across stuff, I would kind of mess around with that stuff. But yeah, I didn't do any of the major side stuff. But I didn't feel like I really, not that I didn't feel like I missed anything, but I still felt satisfied.
Want to get through the story.
Yeah, but it's not. I didn't feel like, oh, I wish I did more. I still felt satisfied at the end. But Arthur Morgan, I think, is one of my new favorite characters, like video game characters of all time. I loved his story. I loved the way the story ended, and it's just it really it's just so good. It's just such a well made game, such a well made story. Now the gameplay did knock it down a bit. The horses are just unbearable. The horses are unbearable.
Yeah, so this is my number 2, and I think for that exact reason, Red Dead Redemption 2. I think for that exact reason, it was at number 1. Just too many times, like I'm enjoying the game. Oh, why the story? Oh, that cutscene was so good. Let me ride away on my horse. Why the fuck did I just crash into a tree?
I'll be in the middle of a story beat, talking to a character riding next to me, and crash into a horse.
And then the characters have lines where it's like, "Hey, come, what are you doing, Morgan?" And it's like, I'm thinking, that is cool that they have that voice line for this random side mission, but like, what the fuck? Why'd I still fall off my horse?
Yeah, like it's just too much. The horses were the one thing that I wish they were just like fuck realism.
Just the horses.
And I tried.
Everything else that was fine.
I tried defending the horses in the beginning, but after a while,
I remember you tried.
I can't defend it. I can't.
Because I bet the people like still try to.
I don't think they need to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey horses where you're scaling mountains with them. But it's just like the horse shouldn't explode.
Just don't
magnetize me to a tree and then explode.
Yeah, just literally the one thing it shouldn't do. But they could still control. They could do the X to sprint, whatever. That's all fine and dandy. But just stop fucking. Yeah.
Stay on topic of gameplay. Do you guys enjoy the shooting mechanics?
I thought it was fine. Once I got used to it, I thought it was fine.
I don't think it's perfect.
I don't
think it's
kind of like Uncharted shooting where it feels weird. Where it's like, why
worse, bro?
Just do other third.
Can't even aim. I feel like you
can't
even aim, but
you get better at it.
See, saying that, you get better with it. That's not a good thing.
But I kind of like that it was
in your top 5. Because
but I like that it didn't feel like a military shooter.
I guess the story was that good that I guess
I don't know. I think the complaints about the combat are a little overblown. It's not great, but it's not as bad as people are making it out to be.
You guys, anything more to say about Red?
Yeah, I'll just end it because I mean,
quick thing about online. Have you guys touched that?
Oh,
didn't really dabble.
I haven't touched it since it was annoying me in the launch that we talked about a couple episodes. But just one more thing on the world itself. Mm-hmm. The world's pretty much is the reason why it's number 1 or 2 for me.
Does it need to be that big?
Big. I mean, I'm not gonna.
There's a whole section of the map you don't go to in the story, and it's a massive
until later, until you're done with the story.
Not even. There's no story mission there's no main story mission that brings you to
I thought you were talking about
the gigantic chunk of the map. Online, it'll bring you there, but
does it need to be that big? No, but I think that's what Rockstar does so well. I mean,
I also think that it's overblown how big it is. I feel like it's smaller than people.
See, if you compare it to GTA 5, you visited every single place in that fucking map.
Oh no, not Toronto. What are you talking about? The north part of GTA 5? It's just all waste. It's all desert. Half of it. You
were there for a lot of those Traverse stuff.
Not as much as Matt.
I don't know. Let's move on. Come on.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. That game is disappointing. Period for me.
Wild.
My number 3, and that was your number 7, Anthony. AC Odyssey. That game, dude. I started playing Red Dead, and then I just gave up on the game, and I put this little disc in, and god damn it, man. Cassandra's amazing. It's strong woman, bro. Strong woman. Having sex, dude, left and right. Just my type of woman, you know what I'm saying? Fucking kicking ass, taking names. No, and with all jokes aside, gameplay I think is fine, man. It's great. It's better than Origins.
Origins felt too slow and heavy.
Too slow, yeah. Like they tweaked it enough that it makes sense in my head now.
Origins almost felt like For Honor to me.
Exactly. There we go. And the horse, woo, that baby goes, baby.
It feels like fucking it feels like the fucking nitrous oxide boosted fucking skyline from Fast and Furious.
It's like the horses in Odyssey are like the smart ones, and they just Red Dead couldn't afford the smart ones, so they were like, I guess we'll take the dumb ones from the stable. That's how it feels. I still don't get how the horse could jump from a mountain down and still fine.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
wild.
the game.
It's like a little too much for me with the horse.
I mean, it's fine, dude.
But I would rather it that.
I enjoy it though. Exactly, I enjoy that. It's just fun, man. The story, you got into it a little bit. It's okay, like the brother stuff, the family stuff. It's just okay. Like it's interesting enough that you invested and you want to know more. Yeah. But like I've been playing with Cassandra. I think you too, right?
Yeah, I'm Cassandra too.
Because you got the both choices, but I think the guy is Alexios.
Alexios, yeah.
Alexios. The side stuff is more interesting than the main story, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree.
They made just the side quests are just great. I like that it's just you go do whatever they want, you come back and it's done. They might be like a couple extra ones.
Your ship too.
Exactly. There's a couple main characters you can have sex and then have them in your ship. It's great. I wish they actually showed a little bit more, naughty stuff. Oh yeah, baby. Now the ships, I enjoy getting in the ship. Like you mentioned something about not being as fun as Black Flag, I think it was. And
Black Flag, there's just more weaponry.
Exactly, that's the thing.
There's a lot of different cannons and different weapons. Exactly. Whereas this, it's mostly just the archers, which is fine. It's fine. It's just different.
It's just a fun game, man. This might be the best Assassin's Creed they have ever made.
It rivals 2, definitely for me.
So.
But I also think we like it so much because it's not a traditional Assassin's Creed game. It's really not even an Assassin's game.
That is true.
There's not even like an Assassin storyline yet where I am.
Oh, there's not like at all.
I think there's like one mission at the end or something.
Yeah, it's just to like link it, but you could take it out, man. They don't need to link anything from the other ones, man. It's like that was played out. Just start doing what you're doing. Just start doing this stuff and just put it in other settings. Like I could see hopefully not next year. I think they said there was not going to be a year again.
Yeah, I think Watch Dogs will be this year. I think.
Ooh, that'd be crazy.
In Japan, bro.
That's what people have been asking for. That's
what people have been asking, and especially with this type of mechanics now. They need to. They need to, bro. That in China, that'd be great too.
Against Mongolians.
Feudal
would be dope. Yes.
All right, Jeff, you're number 2.
is Red Dead also. We already talked about
Yeah, we already
that. But
talked
so
about
let's go back to Miguel's number 2, and then we'll do Anthony's number 2, and then we'll do the number ones.
Because my number 2 is actually something not mentioned
Because
yet.
it's different, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miguel.
Oh, my number 2 was is Detroit.
Yeah.
Become Human, which is your number 9, Jeffrey. I love it. I think is I okay. I think the game doesn't get the fair assessment just because who makes the game, who directs the game, who's the producer of the game, who wrote most likely the game, which is David Cage. Just because all the stuff is coming out throughout the development
He's
of
been
the
a
game.
controversial figure for a long time.
Exactly,
Yeah, especially recently, though.
Especially recently. It's not the best one of his games. I still think it's Heavy Rain is the best one. It's a lot better than Beyond Two Souls. The story is just good, man. Like even you said that Marcus, the Marcus storyline, because it's Kara's, Marcus, and
What was his name? Something like Aiden, maybe? No.
No, he said, "My name is." Well, that's like a line he says.
Yeah.
My name is Connor. Connor.
There you go, Connor.
Nice.
I had to like remember the line to like.
Is the stories combine so well together, and he has the idea. I don't know how he comes up with. I'm sure he wants to be a movie. That's what people keep saying. Like he wants to make a movie, and that's why he makes these
Well,
stuff games. But
about Kojima, but then Kojima
yeah, exactly. That's what you could say with the Telltale games. Like it's just an adventure game. It tells a really well told story, and it stays in line with the topic he's talking about. In my opinion, I feel like some people gave it some shit because like, oh, you're not supposed to be talking about that topic, and it's like,
yeah, I really don't get why it's such like I guess like the larger gaming community gives so much shit to David Cage's writing. Maybe at some points it's a little heavy-handed, but to make that like assertion on all his work and all of Quantic Dream's work is so ham-fisted and so like I guess cheesy. I don't know. I think it's just wild and really seems a little baseless. Maybe I like whatever, but there are so many moments. I was surprised. I mean, it's on my top 10. You're number 2. Where like I really did connect with the characters and like
yes,
felt
it
very
does that really well.
Scenes. A lot of Connor's storyline. Connor when he meets the
which one? Okay,
the robot guy, I guess.
Yes. Which one's the one that you connected the most? Connor.
Yeah, I love Connor's story the most.
Okay.
I thought it was the most well performed, 100%. A human acting as a robot, trying to act human, is a tough thing to do, 100%.
Yes.
Like, there's so many like I don't like what the actor's name.
I see why you didn't like Marcus's story then. All right.
I mean, I didn't dislike Marcus' story. I just thought it was weaker than the rest. I thought it was pretty good. Like the part when that really dark and gritty part when you're in the trash site, I guess.
All right, don't spoil anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not spoiling it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought that. Like,
what the fuck?
I thought that's yeah. The people who know, I'm just trying to say so people know what I'm talking about, but the people who aren't spoiled. I thought that scene was very well done, for Marcus.
Yes.
And even though I'm like saying it's less, I still love that scene. But yeah, overall, yeah, such a great game.
Yeah, dude. Like you're saying, the scenes, dude. Some of the scenes in the game, you're able to like feel what they're feeling.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
Something that David Cage knows how to like bring out from his games.
Yeah. And not many games do that anymore, really. Nope. And offer as much choice. By the way, I still haven't gone through my second playthrough. I said I was going to go through 100 times, but I mean, even when we were both doing our initial playthroughs, you know, we had very divergent paths.
Yes.
Hey, you know what game also made me feel a lot? My number 2, Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, nice.
PlayStation 4. So I never played this game. I never played this game back in PS2.
Make you feel?
This was my first time playing it. And there's just something about this game. I beat it. First of all, let me get it out of the way. The last boss, total bullshit.
Okay, wait. Because I'm just thinking, bro. How did it make you feel?
I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
What are you? I don't know what you're trying to get at. The last boss pissed me off. Like, yeah, like
Or
is that what
Jeffrey
you're
guy.
asking me? Like, yeah, I hated the last boss, but everything else I loved. But there was something about this game where like I beat it. I had it on gameplay. I beat it, and I was like, do I want to send this back? I was like, do I want to press the keep button? I don't know. And it was just so early in the year that I sent it back and got something else that I didn't play.
And then you canceled the thing.
Yeah, then I canceled gameplay, so I should have just kept it. But I ended up rebuying it recently, and there's something about it where I just kept thinking about it. And like after I beat it, I kept thinking I want to play Shadow of the Colossus again, or I want to do this boss fight again, or I want to go against this Colossus, or man, that Colossus was really fucking cool and fun and unique, and just something about it. I loved it. I loved the atmosphere. I loved how lonely it was when you're just kind of like on your way to the next Colossus, and the way that the Colossi kind of react to you attacking them is just very emotional. And I mean, the ending makes no sense. I mean, I had to look it up because I was like, I don't know what the fuck that meant. But just the game, it's just so haunting and so beautiful, but also kind of creepy. And I don't know. I just couldn't shake this feeling of like, I love this game. And again, like I originally, beginning of the year, if you had to ask me, I would have said probably Red Dead Redemption, God of War, Spider-Man would be my top 3. And the fact that this game, there was something about it. Like I'm looking at my list and I was like, I gotta bump this game up. And I don't know what it is, but I just gotta bump it up. I just love it. I can't wait to go back. I want to do some of the trial stuff. There's a bunch of extra challenges and stuff that I want to do. But yeah, I absolutely love this game.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's been the case really for 13 years now, but the enemy design is so well done. The Colossi are just...
There's such variation between them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I thought the first couple, I thought they were going to be similar, and then it started getting really wacky with the different ones, and they're just all so clever, except for the last one.
Like this is a great game to like own the art book of, you know?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
And then
you want to get into Anthony's number 1,
yeah,
and then talk about it because it's the main number 1. It's gonna be the number 1 overall. You already kind of know.
What's your number 1 game of 2018?
My number 1 game should come as no surprise to anyone that has listened to this podcast.
Man, you talked about it a lot
this year because I talked about it a real lot. I have a review up. Full disclosure, I did get a review copy of it, but I also bought a second copy of it on a different platform. So take what you will out of that. But The Messenger
on Twitch, so
the Messenger, and it's free on Twitch. The Messenger. This game totally caught me by surprise. Totally blindsided me. I'm not even really a Ninja Gaiden fan. Not that this game is even really straight up Ninja Gaiden, but it's influenced by Ninja Gaiden. So I didn't even expect to really even care about it that much. I thought it might be a game I would hop in, maybe play it a little bit, try to kind of, get through it. And I was just so hooked. The gameplay is perfect. The combat is perfect.
Perfect.
The art style, just like it's so tight. It's like pixel perfect. Like the hitboxing just feels right. The weapons feel right. The gameplay, the enemies are so good and well designed. The levels are fantastic. The music is amazing, like I mentioned earlier in the show by Rainbow Dragon Eyes. My favorite video game soundtrack of the year, I think, which is saying a lot because I really, really love Dr. Path's soundtrack as well. Every facet of this game I loved. There's a big twist about halfway through the game that I absolutely adore. It's amazing. It makes you feel so badass once you kind of beat the part leading up to that twist. Everything about it. This game is a must-play game. It is my top 5 games of all time right now for me, and it's just so good. Everyone needs to play this game.
That's high praise, man. Top 5 overall.
I really couldn't believe how much this game. I've beaten it 3 times.
Wow.
So I can't believe how much this game has captivated me and pulled me in. I don't like these kind of games. I'm not really I enjoy 2D platformers, but like Metroid is really the only 2D side-scrolling franchise I ever really got into. And
I mean,
and this
some
is
of the Mario games are too.
Well, yeah, but I count Mario kind of like in its own hemisphere, but I don't like these kind of games, and this game just something about it just grabbed me and didn't let go. And like I said, I beat it for my second time overall.
Because I remember the first time when you were doing it for the review. I think you beat it like in a day and a half or something like that.
I beat it in about a week.
A week? Fuck, I don't know, man. You talked about it those first couple of days.
I think I beat majority of the game in like 2 days, and then like cleaning because I wanted 100% at the end. So.
You got to the middle of the game, and I think you thought it was done, and then it
I
just
thought
like,
it was the end of the
switched.
game at halfway of the game. Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit! Like the bomb went off in your head.
Yeah, and then like the game changes halfway through, and it's so fucking cool.
Is that the twist of the game? Like that?
I mean,
Like,
it's in the
why play
trailers,
it?
so it's not really a surprise, I guess, anymore. If you don't know what the twist is, don't look it up because it's awesome. But it is in the trailer, so I don't think they're hiding it. So
Overall, just great game. Huh?
yes,
Amazing.
absolutely amazing. To me, it's a 10 out of 10.
To be honest, I'm surprised that you have a number one. I'm surprised, even though you talked about it a lot. I thought Red Dead was gonna be your number one.
My original
Because
list
the way
was
you
Red
said
Dead,
it.
God of War, Spider-Man, Messenger, Shadow.
Okay.
And I just, like I said, I was looking at those two, Messenger and Shadow, and I was like, these are the games I loved the most this year.
That's good, man.
Where like if I was doing this for a review site like IGN or something like that, this might not be my list. You know what
Why
I mean?
wouldn't it?
But it's
But that's what you feel. I mean,
because
yeah,
I mean, know how like you feel like like you gotta
that's just overrated, bro.
But this is my personal list. That I just something about those two games. Those are the
your
games I
boss are
loved.
telling you, bro.
Same
You gotta
like
go
Resident
for
Evil 7 last year, where like that was the game I loved the most last year. So that's why those two are up there.
All right,
Moving on. Fuck
number one.
Games, your goddamn 8 bits. I'm coming in with 120 bits of graphic. I don't even know where I was going with that. God of War at me and Miguel's number one.
And that is the game of PS Best Friends, number one.
PlayStation Best Friends would like to congratulate God of War as the game of the year.
Yeah, I will agree that is the PlayStation game of the year. As much as Shadow is my personal PlayStation game of the year, I will admit it is the PlayStation game of the year overall.
It's the perfect game.
I love this game. I think you guys think because it's a little bit lower because of the circumstances that I didn't love it. I love this game.
No, I believe you love it.
I didn't like God of War at all before this. I didn't really even know any of the lore.
I played all three, like the original three, and I loved them. And I'm a big fan of the series. When they announced this game on what was it? PS.
I think 2016, maybe E3 2016.
It was in E3
that
or
was
PSX.
The orchestra one. I think it was.
Yes, I remember. But when they announced
the
that thing, dude, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I'm like, "Oh, it's God of War." And then the kid pops in, and then dude, I fucking blew a nut so fucking, dude. My pants were full of nut, man.
That orchestra with the whole build up to it, and then it goes into the cabin.
Then gameplay,
Atreus, and then Kratos just shows up, like he just walks out of the shadows, and everyone lost their fucking minds.
Oh, dude, you had no clue, man. How I lost my mind too. But the game overall, I think it's the perfect. There's a saying when people give a 10, it's a masterpiece. Doesn't mean it's a perfect game. This is a perfect game for me. There is nothing that the game does that I have a complaint with. Nothing.
I would say, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't want to find complaints right now, but yeah, my biggest takeaway about this game is just the father and son relationship. That even 6 months after I played the story, like I'm still like thinking about the, I don't really spoil anything, but just the moments and the relationship between Atreus and Kratos, how they the trailers, the E3 moments and stuff like, oh, I guess they're gonna make him, Dad of War and all that shit. But I wondered how it was gonna work besides just making him quiet. It's like, okay, obviously you just tell Kratos to shut up, he'll seem like a more solemn and contemplative guy. But it wasn't just that. It was he did so much more.
When he had something to say, it meant something.
Yeah, the whole "don't be sorry, be better" lines like that.
Well, there's the iconic even in the E3 trailer, which was carried over in the game, when he went to reach out to Atreus and then chose not to touch him.
Yeah, it's just.
But even when Atreus is acting like a little bitch later on in the game, and Kratos handles it. And it's like, that's perfectly handled.
He handled it so well.
I was worried that part was going to drag out too long, and it didn't. It was.
I kind of was giddy during that part because I knew, because by that part you already know the game's fucking amazing, and I knew they were going to make it they were going to fix this, make this seem way better, really quick. So Rectify. That's the word I was looking for.
And then once you get on the other side of that part, then it's awesome. Because then Kratos and Atreus are just badasses.
I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the moments that just blew my mind, and it was like, this is my game of the year. It happens somewhere in the middle when you get there's a cutscene, and then you get something else in other than the axe, and
I know of such a weapon.
Yes. Oh my god, dude! I fucking went nuts, and when that was happening, awesome. I'm like, the fuck is going on?
It was one of those moments where I didn't play the past God of War games.
Oh, fucking Jesus,
that scene even got me. You know what I mean?
I was actually yelling aloud, like in my room alone. Like,
I was too, bro. Of excitement, dude. Just seeing it and then start using the
fact that you could actually use it like completely, fully. Like it wasn't even like a gimmick or anything. It was an actual mechanic in the game from that
part of the game after a certain point.
Because I thought it might be like just like a gimmick in one part of the game. You could use that thing for the rest of the game.
For the rest of the game, yes. Just overall, man, the end of the story, how they treated the whole world.
I love the way it sets up for a sequel.
I love how Jeffrey is like, when I was telling him I was about to be done, and he's just texting me, "Keep playing, go back to the house, go back to the house, go back to the house." I'm like, wait, why?
He was like, why would you want to go back to the house?
Yeah, and he's like, just go back to the house. So I go back to the house, and I'm walking in, and I'm like, there's nothing. And I'm like, go into the house. I go into the house, and then that happens. I'm like, holy shit! Like that, just
but
like
even like the whole game, you're like, what significance is Atreus' mother gonna have? And then when they explain, there's a lore part of it. Her name is Faye.
Yes.
And to anyone wondering, think about the name Faye. Just think about it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but think about the name Faye. And go from there.
And then even when they
revealed who she was, I was like, oh, that's fucking brilliant.
Dude, even when
as like someone who knows
towards the end of the game, when they reveal the kid, like what the kid is, like in the mirrors and like in the wall and stuff like that, paintings. And then there's this part that just like the kid doesn't see, but Kratos sees, and he sees how it's gonna end.
A little spoiler.
I mean, they see how it ends.
There's a moment.
There's a moment there that I'm like, they can't do that. Like, there's no way they can.
That. I don't think that is going to happen until 2 games from now, though. To be honest,
we'll see. But
they can't fucking do that, man.
No, that's definitely going to happen.
I don't review that. I don't get many games early. I think maybe 3 games this year. I really got early, maybe 2. But I was so happy I got God of War early for review. Playing that pure with like knowing nothing about it,
no guides, no other people's,
no IGN's video flooding my sub feed the day, 2 days before the game,
and like no other people's like reactions to it.
Dude, I went blind on that game too, man. So
it's so deserving of game of the year, and rightfully so. We delivered it the
perfect
award.
Game.
I mean, yeah, the thing. I mean,
it's perfect. It's perfect as a game can be.
Yeah, it really fires on every aspect of
gameplay.
Graphics has it, gameplay has it, narrative has it, and not only has it, but does it so amazing, like so well.
The Leviathan Axe is the best part of 2018.
If you're saying like graphics and the way the game is shot, just the one shot.
Oh, we haven't even brought up the one shot.
So much about this game. We could talk about this game for another whole episode, I think.
Yeah.
Like, we did talk about it for a whole episode when it came out.
Yeah.
It's just mind-blowing that you're able to play this type of game. Like, how is this possible?
That this game exists,
Exactly, dude. And there's a feeling that you don't get often in games.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
really
it blows my mind.
Like I said, The Messenger and Shadow of the Colossus were just very special to me personally.
Yeah, exactly. Personally,
but I think this is the quote unquote best game of the year. I think.
Yes. I still don't know how it's lower than for you personally, but all right.
Well, Red Dead was
in Red Dead. That's what I might. Because
Red Dead.
all the
The
problems you
story
had with the
got
game,
me.
and
The
then it's
story
just
got me. There's a moment. There's a moment in Red Dead where
I know. There's moments.
something that okay. So there's one choice that
There's
you don't have.
moments.
It's not even a choice.
There's
There's one
moments.
moment where you don't have a choice, and Arthur has to do something, and you're like, I feel shitty about that. And then it comes back to not to haunt you, but there's like a moment at the end of the game that
when he
harkens
kills the
back
guy.
to that. No.
The guy comes
Yeah,
back.
I guess you could say that is that's a pretty good reason why you could put Red Dead 2 above, in the sense that, excuse me, there's
Are you
definitely
telling
more.
me the story's better?
No, not the story's better, but there's more interaction, more what's the word? I guess differences in the story across other people's playthroughs. I guess the world definitely in Red Dead, I mean, unarguably has more interactions, more characters.
Yeah, it's just a
than-
deeper game
than God of War, but
God of War, some of the people complain a little bit about the Ravens if you're going for the platinum.
Yeah, that's
yeah, but that's it. I don't think that's factoring
But
though.
what I'm getting into it is that every time you get into the boat, there's a story that grabs your attention, and you don't want to get out of the boat until it's done.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing part of God of War. I just personally, there's certain moments in Red Dead that made me just go, "Holy shit!" You know what I mean? Like God of War 2. This it's like 1 and 1A for me. It's like there's not even that much differentiating the two. You know. So,
But
all
there
right,
you
so
have
let's,
it.
let's
God of
get
War
into
is actually winning most outlets Game of the Year
which is
awards.
surprising because I did think Red Dead would win more.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it's awesome. That's awesome. I got to worse. So let's get into a couple of our top 5 lists, or just top whatever lists from you guys, the listeners, who hit us up on Facebook.com/groups/PS Best Friends. You can still send us in your lists if you want. We'll read them next week too. But the first one comes from Jake Jericho. So his list is number 1, Divinity Original Sin 2 console version. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Number 3, Dragon Quest 11. Good one. A game that I really am interested in playing, but I'm holding out in case there's maybe a Switch release. Number 4, Ni no Kuni 2.
Which I actually also would like to give an honorable mention for. I played about 20 hours on GameFly, and Ni no Kuni 2 didn't beat it.
20 hours. Oh my god.
I fucking these JRPGs, bro. But heavily enjoyed it. Yeah, it did a lot of great stuff.
And then number 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which Miguel outlined earlier. And then he also adds, didn't play much of Spidey, Red Dead 2, or God of War. I know they are great games, just weren't for me at the time I tried to play them, which is fair. Jake, I also feel like you kind of lean more towards JRPGs and just RPGs in general, which is your top 5 sounds about what I would have expected from you.
Nice.
And that's not dig. That's just, you could read Tim's. You could read this one.
Yeah.
Please abridge it.
Yeah, no. Timothy Wood gives number. Timothy does a good friend of mine. Doesn't play that many games, but he gives 3 to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, 2 to Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
He gives it to 3, does a whole paragraph about it, and then says he hopes he can get it later. So he doesn't even own it yet. He says.
For real? Oh, that.
Oh no. He says that.
Wait, what?
Hold on. Let me read. Maybe I read it wrong. Can't wait until my birthday when I get to play Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu for the Nintendo Switch.
But he has
yeah, he wants both.
He wants
He has Eevee.
Yeah,
okay.
that's
All right,
a
I misread.
He says Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is an almost perfect game. There's no campaign, but that doesn't matter. It was replaced with specialist missions, which, in his opinion, deserves an Oscar. Then we have the typical game modes of multiplayer and Blackout returning. Treyarch also did the unprecedented act of adding a new game mode, Zombies. This is a cool side mode for those who are bored of playing the real modes in this game. I'm always discovering something new, whether it be you hold down R3, you get a melee attack, or a special blue screen zombie, which you have to avoid. Very cool. Couldn't agree more.
And especially if you really don't care about the side mode of Zombies, you can buy the Battle Edition on BattleNet and then only have Blackout multiplayer.
And yeah, but you missed the great blue screen zombies, though. They're amazing. And then his number 1 game of 2018 is The Last of Us Remastered, and then puts a dick emoji.
So thanks for the comedy,
was...
Timothy Wooten. And then finally, Nate Hicks, good friend of the show. His list is number 1, God of War, what more can be said? Number 2, Spider-Man. It's easily just the most fun I've had playing games all year, satisfying through and through. Number 3, Beat Saber, which he actually just got a VR for Christmas. So it says a lot that a VR game just made it into his top 5. He says, I have not stopped playing it since it came out. It's so much fun reliving the days of Guitar Hero, playing through songs again and again just to get that higher score. Number 4, he gives to Celeste, a game that I didn't think would be as important for me emotionally, but ended up being an indie game that I, to this day, cannot stop thinking about. The impact it had on me was incredible. And then number 5, gotta watch YouTube for that reaction. The Messenger, thanks to the recommendations so much, Anthony Palm. That's me. Because what a gem this is. Growing up, I never really played classic Gaiden games like this, but it's easily some of the most fun I've had on my Switch to date. Go play the goddamn Messenger. And then honorable mentions for him, he says Horizon and Uncharted 4, 2 masterpiece games that I did not play at launch, but regardless, are so incredible. Looking back on it, I play so many PlayStation hits this year alone. So that's going to do it. So again, yeah, if you want to send us your top games of the year, hit us up on Facebook and we will read them next week. But that's going to do it. This is a huge episode, way longer than we usually go. Yeah, that's going to do it. Jeff, would you like to do our Patreon shout outs for the week for anyone that backs us on patreon.com/PSBestFriends?
Shouts out to Jake Mawarn, Nathaniel Hicks, Jack Tersey, and Timothy Wooten. You are our favorite patrons of the year.
And don't forget to check us out on podcast services around the globe. We are on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Downcast, Overcast, all that good stuff. Check us out. Share with your friends. Give us a 5-star rating if you can. That's going to be a huge boost to us. We would really appreciate it. Also, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com. Type in the search bar PS or PlayStation Best Friends and check out some of the cool content we did in 2018. And hopefully we do some more stuff. Some more cool stuff for you in 2019. I really want Miguel to start streaming Call of Duty more because he's hilarious to play with.
Yeah, plus it helps that I'm decent at the game.
Yeah. Miguel, where can people find you?
People can find me at PlayStation Network if you want to play some Call of Duty, some multiplayer, some hardcore, maybe some Blackout. At Dark Angel 1010 with a G. And Twitter, I'm at Angel with a J, Angel Alvarez 10.
And where can people find you, Jeff?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, Mr. Brawl 96, as well as PSN.
Some zombies, some Smash. Oh no, that's Switch. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drop my fucking friend code. If you want to add me, actually, I just finally linked it with Facebook. Or no, I linked with Twitter, I think.
That's what, either one of them. Numbers or something like that?
Yeah, so now, now I'm like actually adding people easily, just like, because like suggested friends. But on PSN to play Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Brawl 96.
And you can find me on PSN.
Wait.
Whoa.
If you're going to play only with him, if you're not a competitive guy, he's going to invite you. If you're a competitive guy and shouts a lot,
if you want to play with it, you got to be laid back. You got to be.
Yo, I tried playing with you yesterday, and you fucking dogged me. So
when? Oh yeah, dude, I keep fucking Black Ops on all the time.
You were online. What do you mean? Like
I know. I'm saying I had the menu on. I saw the thing come up, but
you were like, you just dogged me on the chat. Like you didn't even say, "Nah, I'm busy" or something. You just were like, "Oh, fuck this guy."
Oh yeah, I did mean to respond to you on the chat. My bad.
You can find me on PSN. I'm usually playing Black Ops 4 with my wife, Tay. My wife. PSN is the only X188. That is the word one.
Could we all try that?
88. That's also my account on Steam if you want to play Hunt Showdown, which we talked about earlier, or really anything else on Steam. You can find me on Battle.net playing Hearthstone, the only X1, #1470. You can find me on Twitter at Anthony Palm. You can also find us cumulatively on our PS Best Friends Twitter handle, which is just at PSBF Podcast. And that's going to do it for a huge Game of the Year discussion
2018
episode.
In the books.
2018 in the books.
For games.
I can't believe in 27 days I will be playing Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah.
That might be the first ever episode of PS Best Friends I might have to skip.
Oh no, hold your breath, man. Might get delayed again.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens.
If the patch can't come out with all the game content.
Yeah. They're gonna release the game, but like, oh, the patch.
I can't wait for this game to prove you guys wrong. I can't wait.
Oh no, I can't wait to.
It's gonna be a solid 7, bro. All right.
My quick prediction 8.5.
I'm gonna say 8.2 on IGN, but 10 from me.
It's gonna be between 6 and 7. Just because the big fucking patch, which holds the whole game.
It's not that big.
Thanks for watching. This is or listening if you're on podcast. This has been PlayStation Best Friends episode 85, and we will catch you all next week.
Peace.
Did we do the whole like see you next year thing in last week's episode? Kind of glad we didn't if we didn't.
I don't think we did. I don't think we mentioned yours.
Peace.
Clapping
Good
some cheek.
shit.